Welcome to Output. Over the course of 2015, we're going to be interviewing a selection of minds from the highest echelons of the print industry, namely the chief executive officers who make its most important companies run. The first in this series is the inbound chief executive officer of Xaar, Doug Edwards, or should I say Dr. Doug Edwards, given that he has a PhD from the University of London in superconducting organic materials. He has worked in a number of positions around the industry, including at Kodak, where most recently he was appointed to lead one of its 3 divisions, emerging from the restructuring after Chapter 11, that being digital printing and enterprise. Doug was then recruited to lead Xaar in January 2015. Doug, thank you for joining us today. One of the things we want to do with this series is find out about the people who lead some of the most significant companies in our industry. So to start with the tough question, who is Doug Edwards? What makes him tick?
I think the thing that makes me tick most actually in this industry is looking to grow new businesses. And I've done that a fair bit in large organisations. And the opportunity to come to Xaar, which I've known about for many, many years. I actually first met them, I think, when they were still part of Cambridge Consultants, was an opportunity too good to miss, turn down. If you look at where I've been, I've been in ink businesses, I've been in on the paper side from international paper, I've been in imaging businesses, run inkjet businesses, built packaging businesses. So I think the background from where Xaar is and where it needs to go is very relevant. I think it's pretty clear that Xaar needs to look at some other market segments, has a strong dependence on industrials and the ceramics market. But where we're looking to move into the packaging segment, into graphics, markets and technologies, I've been working in for more than 20 years. 70% is the industrial side of Xaar, and about 90% of that was the ceramics market. And it just grew, rapidly, particularly driven by, the Chinese construction industry.
Which obviously we experienced the counter effect of that in 2014.
Right. I mean, that overdependence on that particular market segment really drove what happened in 2014 as that slowed. Xaar suffered as a result. Obviously, we need to start to broaden our revenue streams. So if you take a look at the packaging market, not heavily digitized, really digital print largely only plays in labels.
It accounts for about 4 or 5% of that market.
It's about 4 or 5%, so there's still a lot to do. A lot of digitization still to happen. So we see the opportunity in that market, and it's where we play today. And it's roughly 10 to 15% of our revenue. But we're really excited about the direct to shape solutions we have. For sure, the area that we need to address from a technology standpoint urgently is being able to deal with aqueous inks. So you're right, it's our single biggest R&D investment. It's more than half of our R&D spend that's focused on it. We're making some very good progress. We're just now inviting in potential partners to look at a prototype head we have. And you're right, I think that will open up many more markets for us. What we need the printing industry to start to think about is, sort of embracing the new technologies, because I think it's going to open up all sorts of markets for them. And this one in particular, many of the assets they have, and they're worried about, declining volumes in commercial print, for example. Many of those assets can be used to manufacture all sorts of materials, today. And I think if they start to embrace some of the digital technologies, particularly inkjet, it's going to open up many different market opportunities for them. I think it's an industry that needs to bring an interest some university graduates, and we need to reskill, and we need to make this industry sexy, and I think it is, but there is quite a significant, at least potential, skill gap in the industry, particularly as we start to move it into some of these new application areas.